Hello and welcome back to another video. So again, as the title says, today we are going to be talking about the Prodigy RP situation. Of course, why you're probably not seeing anyone on Prodigy at the moment, and why of course the Prodigy server is not currently live. Well, I guess it probably should be by the time this video goes up, but recently there was quite a lot that happened and quite a lot that we have to talk about that's going on with the Prodigy RP server. So I guess the best place to start is going to be actually last month around the 30th. Ravage had shared with the community on Discord that currently there's a bit of a data center outage with one of their providers, and there's a bunch of downtime. They really didn't get any notice about it, and they're trying to get it resolved. A little bit later, a couple hours later, we hear that apparently the provider is not coming back at all. The provider just completely dipped out, which again, just to put some spotlight on them, is PAF. So don't ever use PAF if they do ever come back, I guess. But after a little bit of time and them trying to get the servers to work, they just weren't able to get it done. And unfortunately, they decided to host a little bit of a town hall to address it and kind of talk about what's happening. Now, if you guys want to see the full town hall / community meeting, I will post a link in the description. I believe I saw a video of Lord Kuban reacting to the whole meeting, so I'll probably put that down there. If I can find the whole meeting in a raw form, I'll also put it in the description if you guys do want to just check it out, listen to the whole thing, and kind of get the whole story of what happened. Again, today I'm just going to be kind of breaking it down into the easiest possible terms for y'all and just explaining it quite quickly. So basically, in short, the town hall, he was talking about how their provider, they had all of the files for the player data on that server, and also had a backup was on the same provider. So unfortunately, after quite a bit of talking, they had announced that all of the player data had been lost. Now, this includes everything from, of course, your character creation and your character model, to your money, your cars, your houses, pretty much everything on the server that has to do with the player and different things that can be incorporated into the player was all gone. They had no access to any of that, and there was no way to unfortunately get it back. And with this, they had announced that unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for some people, they had to do a wipe. Now, upon hearing this, I think a lot of people, or specifically certain people, were definitely not the happiest hearing that there's kind of a wipe going on out of nowhere, and really wasn't, of course, planned around this time or planned to happen, I believe, anytime soon. Now, on the upside though, there was a lot of people, honestly, I would say the majority of people were pretty positive about this whole thing. A lot of people were thinking that it might be honestly a good time for a wipe. There was a lot of sentiment out there that kind of the server's economy was not in the best place, and also, of course, a ton of people had joined after the initial launch of Prodigy and kind of got a late start. So honestly, a lot of people were pretty happy with a wipe being announced, and of course a wipe coming soon. So again, the date this video releases on Monday is apparently when the wipe is supposed to happen, and that means again we have to start off from scratch. Now, after thinking for a little bit, I was thinking of either switching servers or doing this or doing that, but I think this is actually the perfect opportunity, now that there actually is going to be a wipe, to start getting rolling on Prodigy again and getting rolling over there consistently, and of course getting some more consistent videos out for you guys. I want to focus a lot more on story and actual RP in this wipe. I'm not sure if I'm going to be adding it. I might just add it to the same kind of storyline or series as the 2.0 is already on, just because again it is not like a 3.0 or a intended or planned wipe, so it's gonna be a little bit different than the normal wipe, I would say. I believe everyone still has like their memories and everything, so it's gonna be kind of just kicking off with us getting kicked out of Hades, and then I believe right now, actually currently, they're coming up with an IC reason for everything to kind of be gone and everyone to be completely wiped. So once that's done and they figure that out, of course we're gonna be rolling with that RP, as I'm guessing it's gonna be like the hackers took something over, there was a huge storm, etc, etc. I'm guessing it's gonna be something along those lines. or maybe this is like a 6 months later after a huge disaster, something like that. Again, I believe they're trying to come up with it currently in the Prodigy RP Discord, but whatever it is, we'll go along with it and the storylines that follow that for, I guess, 2.1 or 2.5 or whatever you want to call this new version. But I will just be adding it to the same series as 2.0, as it's going to be continuing the storyline where we left off in the last video, with us of course leaving the gang or getting kicked out of the gang and trying to find a new way to build reputation, back up with Hades, and hopefully join them. And that's going to be probably where I'm going to be focusing on in 2.0. I really want to have some more heavily edited videos along with more cinematics that you guys have been seeing in the series of Prodigy 2.0, and possibly even some more. Now, what are my thoughts on this whole situation? Honestly, I'm pretty happy. I think that we kind of got into a point on Prodigy 2.0 where, again, I was still having fun, was still able to get decent content, but it became kind of repetitive every day. Wake up, we do this or do that, do some heists, do some growing, do some cooking, sell, make money, chill. Wake up the next day, do some heists, make some money, cook, sell, chill. And that was kind of the meta, I'd say, on the server for a while. So I'm excited to see how this changes stuff up. And again, it's going to be a lot different because at the start of 2.0 originally, of course, not everything was instantly released and people had to go around, find stuff. We had to wait for a lot of the content to be released. I believe someone said something about, like, instead of there being like 25% of the content when the server launches and then slowly drip feeding the rest of the 75% over time, this time it's going to be the server kind of wiping with, again, pretty much the majority of the content they want on the server already in place, and people just need to work on it. I'm guessing they're going to change a lot of the heists around, so it's just not the same exact mechanics, so you're not able to instantly go do all these bank heists and etc, etc. So it's going to be quite interesting to see exactly what they do, and I'm guessing all the locations for all the locals and all the different activities are all going to be moved around. And of course, everyone's starting from zero. We're all going to have to do those annoying early wipe grinds. We're going to have to redo getting to our level 10 open world farming, which I'm not excited for because it took about 8 hours with Tunde last time, growing like 600 watermelons or whatever it was, cucumbers. I completely forget. But I'm honestly quite excited for a wipe. I believe the start of a wipe for the first 1, 2, 3 months is the best time, both for RP, for fun, and just the whole server being fresh and new. Even though, again, we already know the majority of the content on the server, having a fresh start really gives you kind of a new sense of freedom, as you can kind of go do whatever you want and see what storylines form from it. Again, I am going to be focusing a lot more on story for this wipe, so hopefully you guys are excited for that. But all in all, even if the wipe is not intentional or wasn't really planned out, I do think it's going to be quite a positive thing for the Prodigy server. We might even work on possibly getting a business for this new wipe. Again, it's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of effort to work on that, of course, but I do have some interesting RP plans that I plan on hopefully executing this wipe, and quite a lot to come. Also, I will be doing a quite long stream, hopefully, when the server releases. Now, again, my internet is still struggling with some issues. I'm going to try and start the stream right when the server goes live at 2 p.m. EST. Might take us a sec or two to get into the server, of course, because there's going to be a crazy queue, but we should be able to get in. And I will be streaming over at twitch.tv/ZezGames, so make sure to go follow over there and check me out when this video releases. Again, I will be streaming around 2 p.m. EST, maybe 3 p.m. EST if we're not able to get into the server instantly. And I plan on playing for quite a while on the server, at least 6, 7, 8 hours. So make sure to tune in if you want to check that out. But at the end of the day, honestly, it does suck that, of course, we're losing our cars, we're losing our house, we're losing all our money. Again, we didn't have much of that, but still losing it all. And of course, all of the skill trees and all the progress we've built up with all the different classes over the last couple of months. Sucks we're losing all that, but at the end of the day, it is an RP server, and an RP server is for RP, not for, of course, grinding and owning the most stuff on the server. So I do think overall that this is going to be a healthy situation for Prodigy. Again, it does suck because, of course, they didn't have any control over it. It sucks everyone losing all their stuff that they spend a ton of time grinding for. Especially definitely feel bad for Tunde. He did a lot of grinding to get a lot of his stuff. But I think everyone overall is kind of on the same page where, hey, this sucks, but overall, I think it is a long-term positive for Prodigy. And I did listen to quite a couple of like the CG members and a bunch of people in the community. It seems like everyone's really sticking around. It doesn't seem like this is kind of pushing everyone away, and most people honestly have quite a positive spin to it, which again, I do as well. So I do think overall, again, sucks that everything's wiping, sucks that everyone's losing kind of everything, but I think it is going to be a good thing. Starting off fresh, everyone trying to, you know, actually RP, create storylines, meet new people right off the bat that you might not usually see since everyone's kind of clicked up a couple months into the wipe. So I'm really excited for it, but I think that's going to be pretty much about it for this video. Again, just wanted to make a very short video here, both explaining the whole situation, what we're going to do with it, which is, of course, to keep pushing on and to kind of restart in 2.0 or 2.1. Again, I don't know what they're exactly going to call this. Probably I'm going to save it in the same playlist as the Prodigy 2.0 videos, but hopefully you guys are excited for a brand new wipe. And I think they had a content patch ready for Monday, so we might be seeing a whole content patch as well with this wipe, which would be really cool. But if you guys want to check us out, starting off again in whatever this is going to be called, make sure to go check out the stream over at twitch.tv/ZezGames. Again, going to be starting live around 3 p.m. EST, so make sure to check me out over there. We are going to be streaming the first day of the wipe, which is always an interesting time and, of course, a chaotic time. So if you do want to check that out, make sure to check me out over on Twitch. Well, without further ado, I think that's going to be about it for this short video, just kind of going over what the heck happened the last couple days with the server and what the heck our future is going to be. But again, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, giving you guys a little bit of an update. If you did, as always, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.